Yeah, what it do, what it is. It's the House of Hermes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got a special guest in the house tonight. He goes by
Danny. Good to be here with you guys. Basically, what we're going to be doing tonight is breaking down a song called Ross Capicchioni by Joyner Lucas.
Yes, sir.
One of his first hits, I believe it's his first single. Right?
Yes,
Brought
sir.
him into the public eye.
Yes, sir.
Song based about friendship, something that me and him can relate to. Been friends for basically
20 plus years, man. And the last couple days we were contemplating on what song to do because we're like, hey, we should do a collab, but what song should we do? So I discovered the song. We both heard the song long time ago. Yeah, years ago. We just actually never watched the video before. And like I said, it's based on a true story. It was back in 2007. I was in Detroit, 7 Mile, and I was like, man, this is perfect. So let's do it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and start the video. And you know me, I'm going to try to break down these bars the best I can. I'm going to have my boy here with me help me out. So let's do this. Alright. Oh, shit. We already started off. Dude had blood dripping down everywhere. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's...
This is gonna be epic, bro. I can already tell.
Could you imagine just being in his spot, though? Like...
No, I can't. Damn.
Woke up at 7, my day seemed more than I prayed for. Got dressed to head out and ride to school on my skateboard. New kid in class, I sat alone taking notes while the hoodlums were making jokes at the clothes that my mama paid for.
I could kind of relate to that because I was a skateboard.
Yeah, little skater boy, yeah.
Yeah, I was, man. He was like, you went to school riding your skateboard. People are making fun of you because you're wearing the clothes that your mom paid for. That was pretty dope, man. Definitely could relate to that because I was a skateboard. I used to skate to school all the time back in Richards.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. And it's like neither of us grew up in like the wealthiest of families,
right?
For sure. So it's like
right,
I got
exactly.
all my clothes from like Kohl's.
Right.
Like, yeah,
I mean, we're not from the hood or anything like that. It's Oakland,
yeah.
Chicago Ridge, but I could definitely relate to what he just said right now. So let's go ahead and proceed.
Seemed like anyone was a part of some gang invasion, tattoos and initiation, parolas, I'm on probation.
So you hear what he said? He basically was like, tattoos, the initiation, parolers on probation or something like that. Okay, he definitely got bars, bro. Joyner is like top 5 for me, bro. I don't know about you.
I mean, I'm a Joyner fan, but I'm just a bigger fan of like old school hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
I
Rap,
don't know,
whatever
man.
you want to call it.
Joyner Lucas is kind of like a descendant of Eminem, in my opinion, in terms of like storytelling.
Don't get me wrong, Joyner got bars.
Hell yeah, he got bars. That's kind of understatement right there.
I know the story behind the song,
right?
But it's been ages since I've heard the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be interesting, man.
So I mean, we got 7 minutes.
I know we're not even like,
now.
what is it, like 30 seconds in? So yeah, let's go ahead and proceed. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty.
Soaking up the vibe as I study for information, cause lately I've been deprived of a normal day. But today on my way to eat lunch, some kid approached me. He told me we should be cool if only he got to know me.
You get it? So Joyner Lucas, he's talking in third person. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy, he ran into somebody in the lunchroom, and he was basically like, you need protection, you know, stick with me, like I got you, basically. So he's talking in third person right now. You know what I mean? Even though the other guy that he's talking to is Joyner Lucas.
Right. This is the perspective of Ross at this point.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's just from Ross's, frame of vision.
Yes.
I guess you would call it.
Yeah, basically. All right.
Some nasty
I would need some protection.
Right.
Cheeseburger
and fries. Back in high school.
He said his name was adapt them up at the bus.
Hear that? They bleeped his name out. They didn't say his name. Did you notice that? He was like, his name is. They didn't say his name.
Oh, Ross did that though in the interview.
Really?
Like, he was like blank,
Really?
Called blank and told me that he shot Ross.
Oh, and on a side note, we actually watched the interview yesterday, and that's actually what inspired us to make this reaction video. So it's just an interesting story based on a true story. So we're like, man, like, yeah, this would be really cool to react to. So yeah. They keep it confidential. They don't say his name. They bleep it up. It's crazy.
They really don't. But there's some interesting facts. I won't give up too much away before we get into it, so I don't spoil it for you guys.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead. Let's proceed, man.
Let's go ahead.
Was kind of skeptic about him at first because I didn't trust him. The more I got to know him, I couldn't tell what his motives were. Hoping that he was sincere. Something told me let go, but the only thing on my mind was patience.
So as much as he liked him, he was like, maybe I should need to listen to my intuition. Maybe like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe he's going to try to like, somehow like screw me over, you know what I mean?
I mean, you can kind of get that vibe from people, though. I feel like when you first meet him.
When you first meet him, yeah. So that's natural.
I could see it from his point of view, though, like from Ross's point of view, because if you're a skater kid and like, especially like if you're in an inner city environment where like nobody skates, nobody listens to your type of music,
right.
Nobody wants to be your friend. When someone approaches you, like even if it feels wrong, you just want that certain feeling of acceptance.
Exactly. And he was kind of like grew up in a ghetto neighborhood, and I'm not being biased or anything like that, but the dude has like baggy clothes. He has the hat and everything, like the gold chains. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, when you're looking at him, you're like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he gang related? Is it like, you know?
I mean, keep in mind, too, though, that the song is like, and I'm not dissing Joyner Lucas when I say this, it's slightly fabricated. You know, because it like I said, I won't get too much into it.
I noticed that,
but
you're right, because in the interview he was like he knew the guy for 10 years.
10 years,
and in the video he just met him.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that. Thank you for pointing that out.
So you got to keep in mind too, like when this happened, Ross was 17.
Yeah.
And
junior high.
We still don't know like who the shooter was.
Right.
At this point.
Right.
But basically, he was 15 at the time. If I
recall
correctly.
Right. They're keeping it discreet. You know what I mean? For the public, obviously.
You know, it's one thing to like meet a kid at school, and then you know things just like go south, and you just kind of ended up falling with the wrong person.
Right.
But they were friends since like childhood.
10+ years, and that's actually one of the reasons why we wanted to do this song. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we've known each other. Imagine I put you in that position. You know what I mean? Like, and I did that to you. I would never do that. Like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself or anything like that. So let's continue. But so far, pretty dope, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
I'm liking it so far.
Let's do it.
Searching twice for a different life. I was tired of waiting. Plus me and had similar views and conversations.
Leaked his name out again.
With knowledge mainly about school and college. That was my truth. But regardless, he was type cool when I was with him. Introduced him to my family.
His family.
I told him, make sure you look.
That's at a whole different level. If you bring him to your house, you know what I'm saying, your mom likes you and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, dude, like
I just have a bad feeling, man. I don't know, my stomach's hurting right now. I'm just watching this. I just have a bad feeling something bad's gonna happen right now.
But it's like one of those things where it's like in real life, like I said, knew each other for 10 years, so it's like you're bound to meet mom and dad.
That's
and,
true.
Your brothers, sisters.
That's true.
So it makes sense in context.
That's true.
You know, and plus, like, you know, parents usually feel for their kids. Like, if your kid's, you know, unpopular, uncool, or they don't have any friends, and all of a sudden they walk in with blank, you know, it's like, it makes the parent feel good. It makes the parent feel
I got 2 daughters, so I would feel the exact same way. So I get exactly where you're coming from, bro. Man, that's crazy. Let's go ahead and proceed.
Look out for my son, and before she could finish a sentence, he quickly just interjected and said, don't you even stress it, I got it under control. It's been 2 months since we met, it seems like we gotten close.
Damn.
Some cat approached me and tried to beef with me, I just froze. And I see pounding and stomping on me without his clothes. Called me his brother and told me he got me to the fullest. Even if that means bullets, gangs, AKs, and shots.
Bullets and gangs, he got him to the fullest, no matter what. He was about to get jumped, basically in the locker room. Yeah, like he was walking into the hall, and he was about to get jumped, and Joyner got his back with his boys. He assembled the team, and you know they attacked the guy that was trying to jump Ross. And that, I mean, if your boy did that to you, I mean, like you have like your full trust.
There's a trust level to that, because no one's.
That's everything.
Yeah, bro. I mean, no one's gonna come step to like some random stranger if they really got your back.
Especially in high school, though.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's everything. Like my friends were like my life in high school. You know
dude, like, believe me, I understand. I mean? Yeah,
dude, we basically fucking like
lived it together. Yeah, so you know.
Man, that's crazy, dude. I don't know why I can relate to this so much.
Killers, that's the realest shit I ever witnessed.
The realest shit.
2 weeks later, my uncle sold me a Honda Civic. A 93 with no license plates and no registration. Just thinking about every place I'ma go when I finally get it.
Ooh, I'm getting nervous, bro. He got the Civic, got the Honda Civic from his uncle. Oh my God.
It's interesting too that he says that there was no license and no registration and stuff like that, which is like he said, I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself before we actually get to the meat of it.
Right.
But he does mention in the interview that basically he was a John Doe at some point. No one knew who he was.
Talking about the suspect, right?
No, I'm talking about Ross.
Oh, Ross.
They didn't know who Ross was.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I just thought about that right now, and then I don't want to get too deep into it right now because I don't want to.
Yeah,
spoiler alert. So we'll get into that later. But yeah, this is a really cool introduction. We're 2 minutes in. There's still 5 minutes left, man. Like This is a journey, man. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited.
I know, yeah. I really want to steer this with you.
All right, let's do it.
Go ahead, man. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Asked me for a ride around the block, some distance from where I was parked, and instantly I knew that spot was sketchy. My mama would kill me. My intuition told me not to. I knew it was wild, and plus I knew it had no business, so placing us out of town. And I read about some chick who went lurking without a sound and got murked and her body found in the dirt with 1,000 rounds. It was.
I mean, it's Detroit, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. You know, there's some parts in Detroit where it's basically like a third world country. You know what I mean? Yeah, they'll wait, like if cops are called, they'll wait till the bodies are just like drop dead. You know what I mean? Like before they'll just arrive to pick up the dead bodies. They won't even be there.
Yeah, Ross mentions that in the interview.
He does,
because
right?
Basically, so Ross is from, and I'm assuming we'll just call him Blank because no one knows his name, at least from what I know.
Right.
But anyway, they're from a suburb of Detroit called Macomb.
Yeah, so, you're right. And that's probably about like 20 minutes away from.
It's about 20 minutes away from where Detroit's
from the D. Right.
So basically, like,
shout out to Eminem, by the way.
This little visual right here, like this whole scene, I'm supposing it's supposed to be based in Detroit, but really, like, what this kid told him is like, can you take me out to the D? You know, I'll give you some gas money, $30.
I think that's what's about to happen right now. So we're not gonna get too ahead of ourselves, but yeah, I think that's exactly where that's gonna lead to.
Just, a lot I want to explain.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did that and I'm glad we watched the interview before we actually watched the video because it's all like kind of like coming together now. So, wow, very interesting. One of the most interesting like music videos in terms of like rap, you know. So this is awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
The last time I was like excited about this was like a stan, like Eminem. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, you're still a stan.
Yeah, dude, I am, man. Just the storytelling with Eminem and everything. And Nas had a song too about the gun. It's like a metaphor about a gun. I forgot what the song is called. It was on Illmatic, but yeah, let's go ahead and proceed with this.
Worse than abandoned buildings, abandoned villas, and scammers and killers, provoking gangsters. But maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I might be straight just as long as I pump the brakes. And try not to think about it, just trust I'll be fucking safe. And then I told
That's exactly what I would do because I overthink too much. I could be pessimistic sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
So
I totally understand.
That's how just my brain is wired. You know what I mean? Like, so I get exactly why he's stressed out about the situation and just thinking about every like option that's about to happen and what's going to be in front of him. So.
I honestly feel like though, like everyone can relate to that. Like everyone's been in that position where they're like, "Man, I really shouldn't be doing this. I really shouldn't be here right now. But I'm gonna do it anyway. For
exactly.
whatever unknown reason."
Exactly. It's just the anxiety kicking in, man. So let's go ahead and see what happens next.
Let's go. Hop in. He dabbed me up. Started telling jokes the whole ride there. Had me cracking up. Getting closer. I felt funny. My stomach turned.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then he told me go left. Make another turn. Go right. And drive slow as I look. It was all abandoned and quiet. Not a single person in sight.
I don't know if I can continue, bro. I'm getting so nervous right now. What's about to happen, dude? Oh my god.
This is actually very accurate to the actual story. So basically, like I said, they're from Macomb, which is the suburb of Detroit. And so he had said, "Yo, can you take me to my cousin's house in the D?" And he's, Ross is asking,
7 Mile.
"Yo, is it on the west side or the east side?" And he's like, "Yo, east side." And Ross is like, "Nah, man. Like, I ain't got no business in the east side.
Third world country, man. It's crazy out there. There's a bunch of vacant houses, and all the houses are uninhabitable." No
offense to anyone out in the D, bro, but like I've been out to Detroit when I visited.
I have a bunch of my cousin. It was my dad's cousin.
Your dad, yeah. We went to his house, bro.
Yeah, that's a story for another day, man. That was a funny ass story, by the way.
But bro, like there are buildings out there that are just like totally debilitated, dude. It looks
seriously
like
uninhabitable, like I said earlier.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and see what happens. But I'm glad you brought that up, man. Like, wow. I'm nervous right now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Yeah, there is a certain anxiety.
Yeah, it's like butterflies are in my stomach right now. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and proceed and see what's up, man.
Yeah, let's see it.
Standing in right when I pulled the car to the side. He said, "Right here, sister." Turn the car off and chill. And I started to panic. He told me, "Relax." Then he pulled the keys out there.
No.
In an instant, he inched on my driver door, and I tried to lock it. I couldn't. He ripped me right out my seat and then grabbed the side of his
Oh
jeans
my
and
god.
Put out the shotty, and all I heard was a screech. And he shot my arm into pieces. I'm thinking I must be dreaming. And
see, listen. I've been shot at before, but no one ever actually shot me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say I can relate to what he's going through, but oh my goodness, dude, like this, oh my god. Like,
and that's basically how it went down too. So like, It's a little slightly different from Ross's like retelling of the story,
right?
Like, because in the song that like basically like, oh, he pulled me out the car and then he grabbed a shotty. But what had happened was they went to the house in 7 Mile and he was like, yo, go to this street, that street, and they did at somebody's house.
Right.
And so Ross got out the car and Dude got out the car. And then
took the keys out the ignition.
Basically, like after it was in more than 10 seconds.
Yes.
Before all he heard was a shot.
Oh my goodness!
And in that
was
visual,
like a double barrel shotgun too, man.
In the visual that you just saw, where like all the blood is dripping down his arm and stuff like that. Like in real life, when he looked at his arm, it's just dangling there.
Oh my god!
Like, barely still connected to his body at this point.
And I'm looking back when he was like, I got your back, even though it means like bullets, bullies, gangs, AKs, and choppers till they kill us. Like he was just like, he had so much trust in him, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden this happens, and all this remorse and like just regrets just kind of flashing in his head. He was like, oh my god, like I knew it. I should have listened to my intuition. And look what happens, man. Always listen to your intuition, man. Like seriously, if you have that bad feeling in your gut, trust it.
Yeah, no, for real.
Seriously,
that's
man. Like, oh my goodness.
Another shot to my chest, my stomach squeezed on my breath, for my lungs collapsing. I'm down on my fucking knees, asking him why.
Can't believe this is a real
I
story.
looked him dead in the eyes, and he smashed my face with the barrel, knocked all my teeth to the sky. And I heard a sound of the shot. He cocked back. He pressed the heart against my head and blew my fucking top back. I'm still conscious, I'm breathing, I'm still moving, no clue as to why I'm
accurate
all this blood that I'm
That is
losing.
accurate. You know what I mean? He was in a coma, I believe.
No,
He
dude, if you like,
he was obviously hospitalized for a very long time.
No, believe it or not, no. So basically, like, I guess there's really nothing left to spoil since you guys basically know what happened at this point.
We can talk about it now.
So what had happened was.
Oh,
you're a funny guy. So everything in that visual, like what they just acted out, is basically accurate.
Pretty accurate, man.
So he got shot in the arm first, and Ross talks in the interview about how his arm was dangling, and basically he's like, that's not real. Like this is not really happening. But he looks again, and then all the blood is just gushing out of his arm. Yeah. And then he shot him in the chest.
It wasn't in the head? He hit him in the head.
So basically, so he gets shot in the arm first, and then he got shot in the chest. And according to Ross, when he first got shot, it was the size of a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah, I remember that.
So
imagine, dude. It had to be a double barrel shotgun.
And what's really interesting is like at that very last part, like where you see him just bat the gun away. That actually really happened.
Right.
So Ross is basically at this point down on his like hands and knees, and he can feel the barrel of the gun on the top of his head, and the barrel of the gun is shaking.
Oh my god!
So dude who's shooting him is obviously having a severe panic attack. Like, oh my god, what am I doing?
Because he didn't finish the job.
But
he thought he did, but apparently he didn't.
So he basically tried to shoot him in the head at that point. But at the last minute, Ross butted the gun away, and so when he fired
his life,
when he fired off the last round, it grazed, because the shotty's got a spray on it,
right?
So basically, it grazed his head. Enough to do some pretty significant damage,
very significant, but not enough to kill him.
But not, dude, amazingly enough, not enough to kill him.
That's a miracle, man. That's a miracle. Wow.
So, but Ross, and I don't know if they'll show this in the video or if it's going to skip over to.
Are you talking about the police officer?
Well,
I want to get into that in a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're referring to.
But last thing I'll say on it is that like when he was in this position after he had just got shot, like he was basically saying like he did hit him with the butt of the gun. That's true. He knocked all his teeth out. You can even see in the interview, like, he's got veneers and all that, but thank God he survived. Man, but he was sitting there wondering to himself, like, dude, how am I alive right now? There's so much damage to my heart and my lungs. I just got shot 3 times.
I don't even know how that's, like, even a physical, it's a possibility. I mean, like, you're getting, so much damage, shotgun, like, you're getting hit in the face and lost his teeth and... So, this is what we're going to do. I think the next part is going to be very interesting because he's going to his car right now. So, obviously, he's going to drive off. So, we're going to see what happens to Ross.
Yeah.
Obviously, we both know that he didn't die. So, let's see what happens next.
I heard my car drive off, then I looked up and seen the sun, and that was all that I saw. Then I heard my conscience tell me, get up, nigga, get up. You're losing blood on mine. Don't fall asleep or you'll die.
His conscious.
Stay awake and move as much as possible.
His conscious.
No
He was talking to
Find some
himself.
help.
Yes.
Try to yell, you ain't too well, no God. Wake up, nigga. Wake up. Wow. Wake up, nigga. Wake up.
Wow.
I think this part is the end of Ross's version of things, right? Him driving off.
Okay, there's something I want to tell you guys, and I actually, this is the end of his perspective. Now,
because they don't
Joyner, the suspect, the guy that actually shot him, I think he's gonna come next because, like I said, I heard the song a long time ago, so
right,
kind of know what the expectations are. But like I said, I never watched the video, and now that I'm seeing the video and seeing how so animated and just so like, it's just a lot better than I anticipated. So I'm sorry for interjecting, but what I do want to say is that, and I discovered this in the video, when he was in this position and when he drove off, he actually tried to get up, and like his conscience was talking to him, like, get up, get up, get up, get up. And like he just didn't want to give up because he knew that if he sat there and like, let his eyes close, he knew he was going to die because he felt like this, like, I don't want to say the word peace, but he knew that if he stood in that position, that was it. So he was like, I can't just sit in this position. So he eventually got up and eventually he started walking. And I don't know how he did this, but I heard in an interview, I think it was either a cop or like a security officer, they seen him. And apparently the guy saved his life. They put him in the cop car, perhaps ambulance, and they took him to the hospital, and that's what happened. But that's basically what I discovered in the interview. So
I mean, I just watched the interview yesterday, so I got basically all the details still just locked up in my noggin.
Right.
So
noggin.
This is inconsequential, but it actually wasn't no like '93 Honda Civic. Like that was never a part of it.
Right.
It was actually
part of the song.
It was a Jeep Commander.
I'm glad you caught that.
That he was driving.
I'm glad you caught that. That's true. That's true.
And so like he was saying, when he was in this position, basically what was happening is that, you know, I believe he was on his stomach at this point, and he was like he was saying, he was in so much pain. He was like, how do I get out of pain? How do I stop this? And he closed his eyes,
and all the pain just diminished.
All the pain just
went away.
And in his mind, he's thinking like, how is the pain diminishing? Like, all I did was close my eyes.
And if he stays in that position,
and then he realized, he was like, dude, if you don't, if you go to sleep, this is the last time you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep forever.
And that's so real, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in that position, like, you choose whether if you want to die or not. Like, you know,
I mean, dude, like, honestly, his
fight
position,
for your life, or
I'm surprised he even made it as to live out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad he survived to tell this story.
Because, you know, the thing is like, they don't mention this in the interview. Like, I mean, as far as, like, whether it was an actual person there or whether it was just some kind of like spiritual thing. But basically when he's on his stomach and he's like, oh, I need to get up. So all he says is that he feels, hands lifting him up.
Yeah.
And then so that's how he gets upright.
Yeah, man.
And then he feels those hands push him forward.
Yes.
He makes it like 7 or 8 steps, and then boom, right.
I don't know if you guys believe in God or anything like that, man. But there's like moments like this where like you just can't question it. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. Man.
I mean, honestly, man, that is just, especially coming from his perspective.
Yeah, man.
So after that, basically it was a cop, I think, that found him, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm like 99.9% sure it was a cop or a security officer or something like that.
So the cop's like, get up. Like, don't, pass out. If you pass out, like, that's it. You got to stay with me.
He was the hero of the story, basically.
And, Ross was sitting here like, dude, just leave me alone. I just want to go to sleep. Like, at that point he was starting to give up.
Right.
But, he managed to suck it up enough to go ahead and get up and start walking and stay with the cop. Then the ambulance showed up. And, and the crazy part is when they put him in the ambulance, he actually had an out-of-body experience.
Yes.
So basically,
True.
It's so weird how he describes it, because he's like, it was
such a great story too, man. Like, it's just, he's so articulate the way he describes it.
Dude, this guy is cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, man. He probably
when he is describing this story. Believe me.
And he's the type of guy that I probably would have hung out with back in high school.
Right. So last thing before we start the video and get the other side of the story.
Right.
basically he was like, it was like shooting telephotos of me skating.
Oh,
and then,
yeah,
you know,
I forgot about that.
And then basically, you know, I see the ambulance, I see everybody freaking out, and, you know, I can see myself, like I can see my feet.
You know
and
what's
then,
crazy? Sorry for interjecting.
No,
That's
go
not
ahead.
the first time that I heard that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's a lot of
dude.
people that have experienced death, you know what I mean?
Like, real talk, my dad actually had an out-of-body experience in the same situation.
God bless
in,
him.
you know, Jesus, like the 70s.
Yep.
So basically, it was because Ross was DOA on the way to the hospital. Like, they basically said, like, you know, kid's dead. There's no way we're gonna save him. It was the same thing with my father. So basically, like, but he actually did die. And so he had seen himself outside his body, and he had the same spiritual experience where he was basically like, you know, he's seen angels or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right. Just like a
basically
different
saying
entity. That's, yeah.
saying it's not his time, it's not his time.
Right.
So basically, from Ross's perspective, it scrolls from his feet up all the way up his body, and then when it gets to his head, it's like blank. Everything just snaps out.
And like I said, there's a lot of people that have experienced that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like that's why for the longest, and I don't want to take up too much of this, and I obviously want to continue with the video, but for the longest I was definitely agnostic, and I've always believed that there was a higher power, but I was never really into religion and all that. But like the older I got, man, it's the closer I got to God, to be quite honest with you. And just like I've had a couple experiences where, you know, my daughters were in a position where I felt helpless and I couldn't help them, and you know, and I went to God and I was like, hey man, like I really need you. And so I mean, crazy experience. And like I said, it's not the first time that I heard this, and wow, it's just like so far, dude, like from what we've seen, I mean, this is probably one of the craziest videos that I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
100%. Like we're 4 minutes in, so this is going to be kind of a long video.
Yeah. Obviously, we're gonna proceed with this, and now we're gonna see from the different perspective, from the suspect, the guy that actually shot Ross. So you ready? Let's do this.
Yeah, I just wanted like disclaimer. Basically, I know we've been talking a lot. But there is still a lot more to talk about after.
There's a whole different side of the coin like that we need to like discover right now. Like I never seen the visuals, and I'm so excited right now, bro. I've never been so excited to react to video. Let's go ahead and proceed, bro. Let's do this. Let's do this. It drives away, obviously.
Loving this, bro.
Right? It's a great video, man. Shout out to Joyner Lucas.
Woke up at 7, my day was worse than I prayed for. Got dressed to head out and down the stairs from the 8th floor.
Did you notice that? He kind of like reiterates like the same rhyme pattern, but just different words.
Basically, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
it's only been a couple lines, but
I know, you know, I get what you're saying though, because now he's basically reliving the same day, but just through someone else's perspective.
Right. That's that takes a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Like
I'll give it up to Joyner for that. Like
dude.
that's a genius way to approach a song. Is like, you know what? Let me take a situation but break it down into 2 parts.
That takes a lot of work.
Because there's 3 sides to every story, man. There's my side, your side, and the truth.
Yes, sir.
You know? But
it's
basically,
preach to the choir.
I think that a lot of this part like that we're going into right now is probably built off Joyner's like personal experiences.
Well, that's
because we don't know a lot of details about the shooter.
Well, we basically know like the foundation and basically what happened. So
we kind of know his character,
but like like I said, like you said, the details and stuff like that. So I'm just interested in what's gonna happen next. So
yeah, go ahead.
Let's see what happens.
Kid in class, he sat alone taking notes while my niggas were making jokes at the club that his mama
paid for. Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
With the local gangsters, tattoos, and some on parole or probation for breaking rules. The light was all I knew. All I wanted to do was cruise, smoke weed, and sing.
That's just genius what he did, man. Like how he just like flipped the whole like it's just like same pattern, same story. It's just his perspective. Like that takes a lot of talent, bro. Like it really does.
You know what? Real quick. You know what too that I just noticed is like you can see how different he is with Ross and what kind of person he actually is when they skip to his part. Because if you notice,
I see what you're saying.
In the Ross portion of the video, like he's just some cool dude that you invite over to have pizza with your mom, and like the dude who
ended up being
just,
scandalous later.
Whoops the kid's ass who's picking on you.
Right.
But in the very beginning of this, he's like just lighting up a Newport in the middle of the hallway at school, like,
right,
you know
just rebellious. Yeah. Look, there's Sean Paul. No, I'm just kidding. It kind of looks like him with the aviators and shit. A little bit. Let's go.
Young dude with no logic. I went to church to the pastor, said, "Fuck you, now violent." And this game that always looked out for me, vouched for me, and adopted me. Said they wanted to rock with me, and I wanted to get down.
So it was because of initiation to join a gang. That's basically. Dang, it looks like one of my cousins or some shit. What the fuck? Yeah, so that's basically what it is, trying to join a gang.
Guess there was something missing. Everything comes with a price. There's only one condition.
Everything comes with the price.
That man missing
you gotta do for
That man missing his whole 2 front teeth. It look like pretty shit.
Kind of looks a little Middle Eastern there.
A little bit.
Initiation is killer.
Oh, he's got the grill. That's why.
No snitches. If you do that, you're down with the click. And that's for life. So don't you ever think you're getting out of the shit. I thought about it.
So he was like, if you want to join the gang, it's for life. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to join the gang, you need to kill an innocent person. That's basically the initiation to join the gang.
You know what the crazy part though is like, and I this is part of the story I'll never understand. Is like, so in real life, Ross and this dude been friends for like 10 years.
Right.
Like if you're in this position and you're this messed up to do this, where you are going to kill an innocent person to, you know, join a gang, why are you going to pick the person you know for 10 years?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's just like his... It's just like...
Is it like a comfort level thing?
I'm not even defending him or anything like that, and we probably can't relate to it because we were fortunate enough to grow up, you know, with parents and stuff like that. But when you're growing up and you're deprived in terms of, like, love from your parents, or, like, if you're a foster child and you never had that, like... the security from whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, and you have a gang that could vouch for you, you know what I'm saying? That's going to take care of you like a family, and you're willing to follow the protocol or whatever it is in that gang to be a member of that gang, you know? And even if it is, you know, compromising a friendship, like me personally, I can't relate to that. And in my opinion, I think that's bogus and that's super scandalous, but I could kind of see, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what, like you said, foundation. I don't know what his childhood, his upbringing is and stuff like that, but I could see that being in real life, you know what I'm saying? People actually doing it.
I mean, I could understand it. Like, I mean, I can't relate to it, but I can understand it. The part I'm having a difficulty on, though, is why do you pick
best
the
friend.
Guy? Yeah, why do you pick someone you've known for 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily know if it's his best friend, but still, that doesn't justify it.
Doesn't justify it, but, like, you could have at least
been
picked
anybody
a random
else.
stranger, yeah.
You know what it is? It was, in my opinion, I think it was just more of a convenience, and he knew that maybe the guy was kind of
too trusting. Like, he could just sucker him out to,
right,
you know,
just to get it off his to-do list.
That
you know what I'm saying? To join the gang.
More sense, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
soaking up the vibe as I study for information, trying to choose.
Oh, I got the same car, Chevy Cruze. Sorry.
I'm plotting the weakest prey, but today on my way to eat.
The weakest prey. That's what we were talking about earlier. It was convenient. It was the weakest prey. It was something that you could get done on the spot. So
right.
Bogus, bro.
Super.
Man. If I didn't know who Joyner Lucas was, I probably would have just like disliked him right now and been like, you know what? I know it's obviously it's just for acting, just for show,
yeah,
whatever, but it's making me not like him right now, man. Oh my god.
Lunch I approached him and told him we should be cool if only I got to know him.
It's incredible
on the side of town,
how he
would
did
need
this.
some protection. It's crazy, reckless, and phony. Unless he's some sort of gangster, he only stayed with the police. He said his name was, I dapped him up at the buses. Was kind of skeptical about me at first because he didn't trust me. Then the more he got to know me, he couldn't tell what my motives were. Hoping that I was sincere, but little did he know I was trying to snake him and pop him.
Little did he know. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Little did he know. You know what I mean? No, you can go ahead and proceed.
No, the only thing I was going to say is, like, something that's very important when you're telling a story, whether, you know, it's something like this or you're adapting it from something like a novel or, you know, anything in that realm, it's like the authenticity of it is very important.
So real, just to be yourself.
Because, like, the depiction here is, like, they depict him as a skater kid. He's wearing Vans right now. He's got the piercing. He's got the cap. Like,
typical,
yeah, bro. He looks like he's, like, about to drop into the half pipe.
One of my friends back in high school, basically, you know?
Right.
It's just, like, I'm just so amazed of how he did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, how he broke the two verses down. He did it in one perspective. It's easier said than done. It's... I write too, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a great rapper or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? I know how difficult it is, and especially doing this, the storytelling, like
yeah. And the thing too, I just want to one last thing is like And no offense, because I love people who can rap fast, man. Like, who can hit syllables fast and efficiently. Like, but it's like
content.
Yeah, in this song, it is strictly. It's not about being a wordsmith, man.
Storytelling.
It's just content.
You know, being authentic, like you said earlier.
And I feel like, you know, at least within the past like 30 years of hip hop, you know, or rap, or, you know, whatever, how you want to break down genre wise, like, the most important songs have been the storytelling songs, have been the songs about something.
And I know I kind of said this more than once, but like Stan was like one of the, like, in my opinion, one of the best like storytelling songs in terms of like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like a huge hip hop head. I just love music in general. But yeah, Joyner is unique, man. He's, in my opinion, a freaking alien. You know what I'm saying? The way he did this, I mean, out of this freaking world, man. Wow.
It's just, yeah, like, I feel like songs like this just definitely hit you emotionally.
Yeah,
like, not to talk too much, but it's like, you know, because me, I'll be the first person to tell you I'm not no huge stan, like, but as far as like Eminem goes and his own catalog,
tell the people what stan actually means. Not a lot of people know what stan means.
So, fun fact I'll start with is that Eminem is so much of a wordsmith. He got a word introduced into the dictionary.
By the way, sorry for interjecting. If you haven't watched my Eminem video, No Regrets, please check it out. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so a stan is basically like it's condensed version of stalker fan.
Obsession.
And like, it's an obsessed fan.
Right.
You know, which, I mean, it's not meant to be derogatory.
No, it's not condescending at all.
Like, stans will straight up let you know, like, yeah, I'm a stan, I love Eminem, like,
and I'll admit I'm a stan.
Right. But even though I'm not, like, one of the best songs I ever heard in hip hop was Mockingbird. You know, and like,
that's what I'm talking about.
When I hear that song and I watch the video,
shout out to Eminem.
It's like, bro, like, you gotta understand that even though these people are famous, even though they're worth millions and stuff like that,
they're still human.
They're people just feelings, like you and me.
Saying? Like, he's not Superman or anything like that.
Nah, man.
Like,
and most people from the hip hop game didn't come from, like, you know,
being rich and stuff like
that. Yeah,
no,
like, rich
usually,
families. They usually just
deprived growing up and in the hood and all that stuff, man. Wow. Yeah, I know we're kind of getting away from what's going on in this video, but let's go ahead and proceed, because right now I'm just super like amazed about what's going on right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Just need the perfect opportunity, I'm tired of waiting. Had murder running through my head, I knew the death was coming. He introduced me to his family, I was jealous.
Oh, his family!
His mama told him, make sure you look out for my son, and before she could finish his sentence, I quickly just interjected and said, don't you even stress. I got him to
there he goes, you know what I'm saying? He's talking same story, different. Yeah, man, he was like, his mom was like, please take care of my son. He quickly interjected and he was like, don't worry about it, I got it.
And he actually says basically the same line in the Ross version, but from Ross's perspective. Man. You know, like, so
I'm just so amazed and just mesmerized how he did that, man. Like, wow, I want to just go in my room and start writing now.
I know, it's very psychological song, man.
Yeah, sure. Right? Oh my God, and this is where he's about to get jumped, so let's see what happens.
Even if that means bullets, bullies, gangs, AKs, and choppers till they kill us, I was lying to the fucking limits. Took advantage when he said he had that.
That's what I was talking about, and that's what I said earlier. He was like, what'd he say? He was like, even if that means bullets, bullies, gangs, AKs, and choppers till they kill us. Like, that's like the strongest, like, saying that to your boy is just like you have the full trust in him after he says that.
Yeah, it was like, a bond that's made out of that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
let's go with this.
Honda
Civic. In actuality, it was a Jeep.
Just thinking about every place I'm gonna go when I finally kill him. And then I asked him for a ride around the block, some distance from where he was parking. Instantly I knew my chance was coming, I'm ready to drill him. Then he told me, let's go, hop in. I dapped him up and started telling jokes, the whole ride did. And I'm cracking up as we were getting closer. He felt funny, I think he knew something was coming. That look he had was enough to tell me, but fuck it, go right and drive slow as he looked. It was all abandoned and quiet, not a single person in sight, and nobody standing. And right when he pulled the car to the side, I said right here, sit still, turn the car off and chill. Then he started to panic, I told him relax. Then I pulled the keys out the ignition and hopped out and laughed. Seen his light flash in an instant.
Everything was premeditated. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had the shotgun in the forest. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was planned out strategically. Like, he wanted, you know what I'm saying? It was all just structured out the way.
Yeah, you know, Ross doesn't mention that in the interview.
Yeah,
but
I just noticed that. Like, obviously, we've seen this scene earlier, but I just noticed that he left the shotgun in the forest. You know what I'm saying? Like, under the leaves. So it's probably camouflaged or whatever.
But yeah, and wherever him and Ross ended up, he had a shotgun available.
Right.
So he had to have it planted there. Like, it was an exact designated location where he was headed to. And that quick part, or a quick thought, even though this is from, you know, dude's point of view, the dude who shot him, he said that, you know, he's seen his life flash in an instant. Like, they don't ever mention that.
Oh, that's true.
They don't ever mention that.
About that.
They never mention that in Ross's part.
Right.
And I think maybe, like, he did that on purpose because when you're in a situation like that where you're panicking, like, you don't
your
have
anxiety
time to,
level.
Yeah, you don't have time to think
And you got to keep in mind, this dude's not a murderer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not like the biggest, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just, like I said, he just recruited himself into the gang, and he's trying to get the whole initiation and get part of this, like, and that one guy, obviously I don't know his name, the guy that looks Middle Eastern. I think he's kind of like the boss in like in the team or whatever.
Yeah, like an enforcer or something.
Enforcer,
like
that's
right.
the word I was looking for.
But you know, keep in mind too, like we said in the beginning of this video, part of this is a little fabricated. So, because it's making it seem like, oh, both these kids are from the hood, and you know, this is just something that went down. But in reality,
at the same time, it's pretty accurate, though.
No, it's, dude, it is extremely accurate in its depiction and all the events that happen.
Right.
But the thing is, one major difference I gotta point out is like this kid that shot Ross. He's not from the hood. Like, he's from the suburbs.
Suburban kid. Yep.
So he must have had some complex about himself where he had to go out and seek this. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said earlier, his upbringing. Maybe, like, he didn't have, like, that good foundation of good parents or whatever. And, like, that's one of the most important things growing up and just having, like, 2 daughters. Like, I want to give them everything.
I don't know, bro, because in the interview with Ross, they say, like, that when he showed up for court, that like 40 of his family members were there. So
are you talking about when they like laughed at Ross? Like,
yeah,
everyone's been hysterical and everything.
And they called him a coward. And
oh yeah. But there was a second court date where they had their heads down and everything. And
that was dude who had his head down. He wouldn't look at him.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll explain that. At the end.
And at the end too, there's a couple things I want to point out as well.
Yeah,
so let's go ahead and continue with this. Sorry for dragging, guys. We're just really excited about this.
And I inched to his driver door, then he tried to lock it, he couldn't. I ripped him right out of his seat and then grabbed the side of my jeans and then put out the shotty. I cocked it twice till he screamed and he shot his arm into pieces. I'm watching his blood leaking and I never shot to his chest, in his stomach squeezing.
That's funny because we're actually seeing it now because we didn't see it before.
Now we see it from his perspective.
Yeah.
His breath in his lungs collapsing, he down on his fucking knees asking me why. He looked at me, I looked him dead in the eyes and I smashed his face with the barrel, knocked all his teeth to the sky and then sound of the shot, he cocked back. I pressed the hard against his head and blew his fucking top back. Fucking car. Fuck.
At that point, he probably thought he killed him.
I mean, I would assume he killed him.
I mean, dude, you just put that much of a shot into somebody.
Hey, just the fuck out my way, you faggot. Fuck.
This is true.
Yeah. There's something I want to point out.
Yo, I did it. I killed him. I killed it. Yo, I had that nigga screaming out your fucking blood everywhere. Talk too much on the phone. Meet me at the spot. Alright,
one. Oh my goodness,
okay.
bro.
Yeah, bro. That was a pretty dope video, man.
That was amazing, bro. Let me tell you something. So before you proceed, I want to say that I guess when he made that phone call to the guy, I guess the guy was actually setting up the suspect that shot Ross. And I guess after he made that phone call, that's when they actually locked the dude up, the suspect that shot Ross. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's when they took him into custody. So basically, after he shot Ross, like in the video, it sounds like he's calling the dude, like the enforcer dude. But what's actually happening is he had called another kid that was just about his age. Like,
right.
Because Ross says it was a 15-year-old talking to another 15-year-old.
Right.
And basically he was like, yo, I killed Ross. And the kid's like, no, you didn't. You're full of shit.
Right.
And then he's like, no, I really did. And so the kid got so freaked out that he ended up calling the cops. Oh. And dude, the SWAT team ended up
at his house, right?
At his house.
Yeah.
And took him into custody.
Man.
And so another thing that we didn't touch on is that Ross was actually in the hospital for only 5 days. I
didn't know that.
Yeah. Wow. So basically, like, he was DOA on the way to the hospital. We mentioned that before. Now, when they got there, you know, he was basically in the perspective of, oh, you know, like, I don't know why they did anything at that point because I was so riddled with bullets. But that doctor that was there was like, you know, he's already here. Let me try.
Right.
Let me try to go ahead and revive him. So eventually they, you know, sew his arm up. They perform emergency heart surgery. And then he's on a ventilator. So they're like, we'll check on him in 24 hours.
Right.
And
see how well he's doing.
Yeah, if he's still breathing after 24 hours, we'll see if he can breathe on his own.
Right.
So he spends a day or two. I'm not sure about the time frame, but he spends a day or two on the ventilator. And then basically they're like, all right, well, we're going to pull it out now. So they pull out the ventilator, and now he can breathe on his own.
Yeah, that's true.
And the only reason they pulled the ventilator out was because he woke up.
Right.
So when he woke up, he's like, everything was white at first, and he's like,
started flickering.
Yeah, he's like, I'm dead.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too is after that happened, and thank God he didn't die. He wanted to stay at the hospital, and his dad was like, dude, you have a life, like, go live your life. And then, like, he was just paranoid, just being around people, and just the anxiety level, you know?
Oh my God, this man didn't even want to hop on public transit.
Yeah, you heard about that, right?
And you got to understand that this was no quick recovery process. Like, for 2 years, his parents had to treat him like he was an infant.
Yeah.
Like, they had to help feed him.
Wiping him. And
but couldn't go to the bathroom by himself. Like, he was like, I was 17 years old and my mom's giving me a bath. Like, what the hell is my life at this point?
Man.
So, eventually, you know, he wakes up enough. They pull the ventilator out. You know, he can breathe. And he's on the road to recovery. So 5 days later, he goes home. And not 2 days after that, maybe, the FBI shows up at his door.
Oh, yeah. And then he was like, hey, and he was like, how'd you guys know that I was a victim of this? And he showed him pictures. He was like, any of these guys, the guy that shot you? And he was like, yeah, that was him. And he was like, how'd you know? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, and basically they knew because of the fact that he made that phone call.
Right.
Now, if he would never made that phone call, they would have probably never known. This happened on 7 Mile, so it's like, you know, basically they'll pick you up after you're dead.
Right. Like I said earlier, I mean, like, and I'm so glad we did this, and that's why we wanted to break it down as much as we can, because not a lot of people know about this. I mean, they know the song, but they don't know the actual backstory of it. So I want to thank you guys so much, man, for giving us an opportunity to kind of review this thoroughly. And again, House of Hermes, if you guys can please press that like button and please subscribe. We really appreciate it. The House of Hermes. You got any last words to say before I end this?
Nothing but peace out, guys.
Yeah.
Great joining you.
Have a good night. Latest.